James Bouknight is an electric scorer that has been compared to many great NBA players. With his stock on the rise in recent weeks, I want to explain why I think he will live up to all those expectations. Just a quick note, this will be one of my shorter videos. When talking about a player, I like to start with his background or his childhood. James Bouknight was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, and he played basketball ever since he was young. He went to high school in La Salle Academy in Manhattan. He played well, and he reclassified and changed his school to McDiffie School. Sorry if I butchered that. The next year, he was still a junior because he reclassified, and he played pretty well. He tore his meniscus later in the season in his left knee, but he did come back for his senior season. This is often overlooked when looking at a prospect since it was so long ago, but it's still something to consider when looking at him. He came back as a senior, 53rd best recruit in the country, and decided to go to UConn. In college, Bouknight had a 23-point game as a freshman in his freshman season, but he didn't average that much in a shortened college season and decided to go back for another year. He had a 40-point game this year and was one of the best players on a not-so-great team in UConn. He injured his elbow during the season this year, and when he came back, his three-point shooting took a turn for the worse. He still has led his team into March Madness as a 7 seed, but lost in the first round of Maryland, which is very angering for my bracket. James Bouknight earned first team All Big East, which he should have, then declared for the draft. This offseason, he said he has been working on his mid-range game, and that's an important thing to note. The upside when talking about someone like James Bouknight is his scoring ability. At face value, he's a slasher that can finish around the rim, and he can knock down mid-range shot. His finishing ability, when pressured, is amazing, especially when a team like UConn last season, he wasn't on a great team, not a lot of spacing, but he did demonstrate his elite dribbling ability. Not a thing like Kyrie, but he was still a capable ball handler. He's an okay defender. His wingspan is almost 7 feet, so he can be a positive defender in the NBA. He has a potential. His downside comes from many things in his game. He has took a lot of ill-advised shots, and while he was asked to be the scorer of that team, we don't know how he will turn out in the NBA. People have said his ill-advised shots for LaMelo and other great players, so I think discipline in the NBA and discipline in general could be effective and efficient for his rookie season. His three-point efficiency was terrible. We'll just say it like that. He was better off the dribble than he was off a screen, and that's something to look at. And he needs to improve off a screen if he ever wants to be that lead ball handler. James Bouknight has a lot of unknown in his game in the sense that we don't really know what he can be outside of a score. He was asked to score for this UConn team, but what can he do outside of scoring? And he was asked to score, yeah, but he didn't show any of his playmaking game. He didn't show many of three-point or spacing or much a defensive stopper. So we'll see how that turns out in the NBA. We really don't know how good he is on that area, but we'll see. I think with most prospects, the team really matters. As far as his development goes, yes, we know he's a great scorer. He can improve his shot. Yes, we know he has a long wingspan. He can improve his defense. He is a primary ball handler and a scorer. He can diversify his game. These are all questions that he has. These are all areas he has to improve in, really, in his rookie year and beyond that. I like him as a prospect and would like to see him go to a team that needs a score. Many people compare him to Jordan Clarkson, Anthony Simons, but to me he's like a guy like Donovan Mitchell. I know that may seem out there. Donovan Mitchell's a crazy comparison. He's only 20 years old. I think James Bouknight would excel when given the responsibility of a ball handler. And even though he may not start, he won't start his season strong. I have a feeling he'll adjust to the NBA. He won't be given to the opportunity of starting right away, but let alone leading his team right away. However, from everything I've seen, work ethic is pretty good, and his character has been pretty good. He did have an incident with a car crash, but I'm willing to overlook that right now because there's a little bit ago. He has good upside as a star, and his concerns about shooting and other stuff are simple fixes. He has pretty good shooting form, and he is willing to work for it. He's been working all offseason on mid-range, so I expect big things for him in the future. To answer the title of this video, James Bouknight, in my opinion, will be good because of his scoring ability and his defensive upside. There are some concerns with his shooting, but with an NBA team, I think he can work with them, perfect his shooting, work on his defense, get everything perfected, and I think that will really help him. That's all for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Like and sub if you want. See you next time.